Battling with oppression. If you're in the streets, this is one place it's a common denominator. And when I say battle, I mean nowadays and age, it's not physical. You want to do it politically and lawfully, but it's where the point is you can be so great at fighting inside a dojo, inside all these private, professional arenas. But then when you get into a street, the street's the common denominator. And so that being carried on with physicality, here's a mentality aspect, is controlling the narrative verbally when you're speaking. It's like Jesus was like, well, don't judge me by my words, judge me by my works if you don't believe. And so like he was going around curing leprosy. But then in this day and age is where like people, they're losing their taste from a common cult. Don't ask me why. I'm not allowed to talk about it. Just go as saying that's something that is like actually happening in my lifetime. And so just imagine if that's permanent. Who writes the history books look forward in time and people look back in time saying, oh my gosh, look at all this space junk around the planet. And then, oh my gosh, look at all these peoples are changed. What else was wrong? I just had the footage rolled and had a whole bunch of crud on my chin. And so I'm not trying to say I'm trying to market myself, but it's at the point where it's because I'm not going to sell out, but a guy and he has his hand tied behind his back and he's teaching you about like how to do martial arts. It's not looked at as a benefit, but it could be like a advance because he could be really good at it. At what point is it going to be like a dermatologist explaining to you skin conditions and this guy is covered in boils? You know, it's and so when sound, it's like there's always sound. I think it reverberates off each other because it's round and so it's always bouncing. But in the early universe with the Big Bang, they're promoting how like it kept propagating outwards, and so there's never been a place where there's no sound. And so that's why in a vacuum there's never a perfect vacuum. And it's really important to note that sound is energy, and that's the same as matter, material, physical things are. And so someone was saying, stop rapping, we need more electricians. All electricity is just the acceleration of electrons. These are particles that are matter. And so you're just getting them to go through a wire quickly. You can imitate anything going through a chamber quickly, and that's the same as electrons on scales. And this is why anything that's round can be looked at as a particle if you treat it as a system re in one. And so the earth isn't perfectly round because there's hills on it and valleys, but if you're far away from the earth enough, you'll look at it and of course it's round. And so that just is proof. And so whenever there's a round thing, you can pick any point on it and you can have the force of that point equal to its weight and its acceleration. Acceleration is it moving. And so that'll be true with any point on there inside of the circle. And that is a degree of freedom where you can range that point anywhere inside that circle. And so anywhere on the earth, you know, this is giving rise to what makes its magnetosphere so powerful, because it is one. And so I'm saying that there's another step in E equals mc squared. This is where Einstein just took what I said and he made it propagated. It's just like how I was describing how I'm a vegetarian and I'm never going to a rally. How are those things included in the same topic? Well, when it comes to violence, I'm not it. But I do speak a big game. So like verbally, when people are saying he is inciting hate speech, this is really important because uh like when they say sticks and stones can never hurt me, but your words can, or something like that. It's now day and age when you're talking on the internet and you're believing things that are being projecting from the media. It's like easily contorted. And so when yeah, equals MC squared, it's just like all energy is so like, yeah, and then a constant velocity is something that is the same as just acceleration. And so you couple equals MC squared and equals FMLA. Uh, and so I was thinking ellipsoids. These are things that are like circular, but they just have edges at the bottom and they're cut in half. And you can't get past cutting a round thing. It's going to make a parabola instead of just slices like an apple. And so that's why that's useful in the earth. Like the summation of, I think, everything I've said up till now. Fact check it. And then they're going to go with word by mouth, and something that the narrative of people behind closed doors who are fighting in dojos is just like people behind closed doors who are people behind closed doors. Coolio, another thing that Coolio was like is saying how gotta be down with the hood team, too much watching television got me chasing dreams. And it's the same thing, the projection on the TV, it makes you think stuff's larger than life, when if you go on the street it actually isn't.